Hello everybody, welcome to the Graphics Fairy, welcome to Tag Team Friday. My name's Kate from Pixie K Designs and it's my turn to make a tag with you all. I've been doing a little bit of travelling over the last few months to Australia to see my daughter who lives there now that the borders are open, and I just felt like I wanted to make a little sort of travel themed tag. I used the following bundles. I used some of the images out of London Detective. I used some of the images out of European Train Travel. I used I used one of the tags out of, I used two of the tags out of the Mini Ephemera Pieces bundle. I used these two tags here out of the Blank Paper Ephemera bundle. And I used a few of the images out of the Junk Journaling bundle. So I used quite a few bundles and selected little bits and pieces that I wanted to use. And this is what I came up with. So my tag is basically a collection of tags. It's really super simple, using the images and aging them and then collating them together with a little key and ball chain. I kind of imagined that it was a collection of tags that had maybe at one stage been on someone's luggage back in the day. And then I've sort of stuck some of the little labels and tickets on some of the tags, as you can see, and they all just layer up, and I have used a rusty safety pin there to attach those tickets, and this one's backed. I've done quite a lot of aging and made them look quite grungy and old. That's the effect I wanted. And then I thought, well, you could have this in a pocket in your junk journal or have it hanging somewhere in your journal, but I also wanted to make something for them to go in, so I used the airmail envelope image and I made a pocket out of it by printing two to a page, and I've tucked my tag inside there and added a couple of old postage stamps. So that's my tag. I've still got a few little things left over that I haven't used, but could also add if I wanted to add a few more little things to it. But yeah, that's my tag. I hope you will join me as we create this. I have printed out this for the pocket that the tags go into, and I've just printed it onto like a textured sort of paper. And then I've printed out all of the things that I need onto a matte presentation paper. So these are the biggest tags, and I'll go ahead now and I'll cut them all out. So it really is a very simple tag. I've cut all my pieces out and then I just am going to layer them. I am going to back this one, so this one will have a back and a front. I'm just going to use glue stick. I'll just see how my edges go. The other thing is whether these holes are going to be evenly in the right place, but again, you can't look at the front and the back at the same time. I love using the presentation paper. It gives a really deep, rich colour. I am going to have to trim around this to make sure that you can't see any white. So that's our base. I will ink. I want these to look really old, so I am going to scrunch them all up, and maybe I might overdo it a little bit, but that's kind of the effect I want of everything looking very old. The other thing, you could print everything twice so that you have the same on the back as the front for everything. I'm not doing that. This one's my favourite, this green one. It's a bit torn, but that's okay. I don't mind if it's torn as well. Those two are the same, just different sizes. So I just used Word for these, and I just popped them onto a Word document and resized them all. So what I want to do with this one is actually turn it into a tag, and just, I mean, simply by just cutting the corners off like a tag shape. So just kind of just putting that sort of in the center and cutting like that and that. This one needs a hole. And then once I've scrunched them all up and sort of aged them like that, I'm going to put the holes in. Yeah, so you can still see the white, but we'll just have to ink that. This one should be fine. Oh, if you try and get it in the center. This one I'm going to use this, and I might put a little eyelet in that one, I think. Probably a little bit too close to the top, and same with this one. Now I'm going to get my ink. This is Vintage Photo. Whatever, to try and grubby them up, really. That's what I'm going to try and do. This might not be the exactly right colour or what you have, but anything sort of brown and maybe something a bit lighter, but this is what I have on hand. So I'm just going to go initially around the edges, and I will speed this up. So I have inked them all up and squished them all to make them look sort of old. So imagine if they'd been maybe hanging on a suitcase or been on a long trip. I want to attach to here a couple of things. So, I mean, you can go through and you'll find all sorts of tickets and sort of stationery things all over the Graphics Fairy. And so, yeah, you can do whatever you want. I might even just tear a little edge off here, just because I want a little bit torn. And so the only thing that I haven't got on here is I haven't got addresses or writing, and I was going to put them through my typewriter, but I wasn't sure how that would go. But you could do that, or you could handwrite on them. I would do that, but my handwriting is really bad, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to pop a couple of tickets here, and I'm going to actually attach them with the rusty safety pin. So kind of like they're a bit of a collection. Now this is quite, I might use my little sharp tool to put the holes, one hole in anyway. I don't know where that one, and then come up maybe here. There we go, we've got it through. So we've got a little tag, dress, no address on it, but we could put an address on there. And push some twine through and loop it. And this one sits on top. Right, then I want this one on top, and on this one I'm putting the fragile handle with care. And I'm using some art glitter glue to stick that down. And I'm just going to have it on the angle there and fold it over. You could also print these onto some sticker paper. And the little blue one sits there. And then this one I'm going to put an eyelet in. I'm going to pop, then we fold that over there, and again I'm going to use the art glitter glue. Ooh. Just splashed it on me. I want the little key, the rusty bit of chain. I don't know if ball chain is really sort of a bit modern, but that's what I wanted to use. The string for this one. So we'll have different kinds of string sort of hanging up the top there. Right, and we're going to loop them all together with our ball chain. And we decide how long we want that. And there we have our little sort of selection of luggage tags. For the little pocket, I cut one out, so I'll do that now. I have cut along the top, but we are going to tear that to the right length, so about here. This one I folded so that we had something to make the pocket with. And I hope the light is going to last for me. If I turn my light on above my desk, it will be quite a reflection, so I'll try and avoid doing that. And I'm just going to tear that one down. Doesn't really matter at the top. Cut the bottom. And then I glued this one to this one. Again, I want it to look old, so I'm going to scrunch it up. And I'm going to glue on these flaps. You don't really need a pocket for these tags, but I quite like the idea of making one. So there's our little pocket. Leave that to dry. Again, I'm going to take the ink to it. And I want to sort of see how far in they're going to go. I want them sort of sticking out, so I'm just going to tear along the top of the envelope there. More ink. And I also want to put the stamps on, so I've got this old airmail stamp which I'm going to stick on here. And this old stamp, I don't know where this one's from, but I kind of like the fact that it looked really old. So I'm kind of just going to pop that on as well. Maybe I should overlap them a little bit. And hopefully our tags will slot into here. And how simple is that? Because really we just printed some things out and put them together. And made ourselves a little pocket, and then we've ended up with extras left over which we can also pop in there if we wanted to. So there's a little key maybe for the suitcase or something, and then we've got our little travel tags, all sort of looking old and used and cool. I hope you like that. Super simple, super easy, just using the beautiful images from the Graphics Fairy premium site. So many things that you can make that are simple and easy because the images are so beautiful, and you don't really need to do much to make something that looks really great. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!